Hi, welcome back to Detailing World. In today's video we're going to be giving the Pulsar a quick winter maintenance wash, and we're going to be using a range of products from Tribal Car Care. So these guys have been kind enough to send out a bunch of products for us to test and give a review on. So we've got starting over here with the alloy gel, which is an alkaline alloy cleaner. Doesn't smell like there's any iron fallout remover in there, so it's just a pure wheel cleaner. We've then got TCC Snow Foam, a pH neutral snow foam. Something called Supreme Jelly Bean, pH neutral car shampoo. So looks quite thick in the bottle. We'll see how that performs. Extract That, a pH balanced iron remover. I probably won't be using this today because we've not got a lot of time and I really don't want to strip any existing protection off, so that may be used another day, but thanks very much for sending that, guys. Simply called Quick Detailer, a quick detailing spray. That'll get used no doubt as a drying aid and as a final wipe down. And then again, I don't know if I'm going to get time to do the interior today. It does need a hoover out, so I'll try, but I've got the Carpet and Upholstery Concentrated Shampoo. Probably won't be using that just because I've really not got the time to go that deep into the interior. But again, thanks very much for sending this. Cocoa Quick Shine, which is a dashboard renovator, and that smells absolutely amazing already. I've not used it, but it smells awesome. And I know that's not everything about detailing, but it adds to the enjoyment. And then Cherry Blast Liquid Air Freshener, which obviously smells of cherries, my favourite scent for air fresheners, so I'm glad you do it in cherries. Oh, and that is so nice. So anyway, so you can probably hear the garage door rattling behind the camera then. We've got to crack on with this. The weather forecast has changed 4 or 5 times since lunchtime yesterday. It's gone from not raining to raining all day to raining after 7 o'clock, and I checked about 20 minutes ago and it's supposed to be raining in about an hour's time for an hour. So if it does, I'm going to try and get as much done before the rains and then do the rest after. So yeah, let's crack on with the detail. Okay, so just before we start giving the car a quick wash, I've got all my buckets and my foam lance and everything ready. The shampoo says to use 25 to 45 ml per bucket. I just went up to 50 ml just for the sake of a nice round number, really. So yeah, what we're doing here then, I'm just rinsing out the syringe with some cleanish water and just getting the rest of the product out and into the bucket there. Same again with the snow foam. Now this does say you can dilute this at 1 to 10 all the way up to 1 to 25 parts. I went for the standard 1 to 10, so 50 ml of product into 500 ml of water here, using the new Kranzol snow foam lance that I've got with the new pressure washer recently. And by the way, you can see a video for that up in the top left now. So as always, starting off with the wheels just while the ground's dry, rinsing off any loose dirt first of all before we go ahead and apply the product. So yeah, this is the wheel gel that they sent out. Then I did forget to bring out the all-purpose cleaner, so I actually use the wheel gel to kind of clean the tyres as well. So there's 2 settings on the nozzle, a spray and a stream setting. That's what I'm just testing as well. But we'll get into my full thoughts on this towards the end of this video. So starting off with the tyres first, you can tell just from the grime on the roads, you know, it is winter after all. Does need a good clean, so that's to remove any old product, any grime in there. I didn't apply any tyre dressing after this, I know, bad me, but I was in a real rush to get this one done today. Don't forget to load up the brush as well and get right into the barrels first of all, give them a really good clean. We're just launching a new Back to Basics series as well, so be sure to keep an eye out on that, and the first one will actually be on wheels coming up on Monday. So with the barrels done then, just get a smaller wheel woolies here just to get into the tighter gaps of the alloys, and then we'll finish off with a detail brush just to clean the faces and around the wheel nuts. As you can see, this product, it's a very foamy product. I really did like using this. It's not got any iron remover in it either, so as a lot of you know if you watch regular, I do prefer to have a dedicated wheel cleaner as opposed to more of an all-in-one. Just gives you a bit more flexibility. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the all-in-ones, but sometimes you just don't need iron remover to clean your wheels. You know, once a month or once a fortnight might be enough for that. Here we're just testing out the spray pattern of the trigger. As I said, we'll go through my thoughts at the end, but very quickly, I think it does need a dedicated wheel cleaning trigger. So basically a different head on this if at all possible. And with all 4 wheels done and rinsed, then it's onto the snow foaming. So as I'm using my new Kranzol pressure washer here, this is the snow foam cannon that they sent me, and after mixing up the product I realised there's no adjustable knob on the top. However, this seems to be just at the thickest, which we all seem to do anyway, just set the dial to the thickest anyway, so no worries there, and it was very nice using that as well. And also speaking about the product went on rather nice and thick, and it did cling on for some good time, so we'll get some close-ups of that as well. So after about 5 or 6 minutes of it sitting there soaking away, you can still see there's plenty left on the car there, and that is the standard that I use, a 1 to 10 mix and 500ml of mixed up product, or 550ml rather of mixed up product, and it's still sitting on the car quite thick there. So yeah, just giving this all a rinse off before we move on to the contact wash stage. So as I say, with the contact wash I use 50ml of product into roughly 20 litres of water there. So that's the Valet Pro wash mitt that I'm using there, and I've also thrown in the lambswool mitt that the guys from Tribal Car Care were kind enough to send me over, and just using that to clean the lower half of the car. As always, starting off with the windows, working my way around and then working top to bottom. So I actually start off on the bonnet first before moving up to the roof. And then it's just a case of working around the car, working your way, as I say, from top to bottom. So do the top of the doors, top of the boot and the other side, and just keep going round and round in circles, cleaning the car basically. So one thing I will say about the product then, it's a very foamy one. It's very similar to the Yums one that I used the other week, in that you can keep topping up the product. So I must have used the equivalent of 1.5 buckets worth of water with that 50ml of product. I just kept dipping the pressure washer in now and again, just add a bit more water and get some more suds generated before going back and hitting the car with it. So here we're just rinsing out the wash mitt, which is something you need to do before you go back for clean water. If you don't know what the 2 bucket method is, just leave a comment below, let me know, and I can do a video on that explaining the idea and the process behind it. If you don't use the 2 bucket method, let me know below why. So yeah, let's crack on with the rest of this wash. So with the car all washed then, it's time to rinse it down, and as you can see it's getting very, very windy, and here my camera's actually set quite far back and I've zoomed in and I still soak it through just because the wind's carrying all that rinse water along. One day I'm going to kill my camera for the amount of water I do get on it. So yeah, if anyone wants to donate a new camera, you know, a red weapon, that'd be much appreciated, but if not, you know, a Panasonic Lumix GH5, an S1, something like that, that'd be great. So I'll leave my details below. So this is pretty much the last step then, and as I say, because of the wind, as you can see in that previous shot, and I'm even struggling to fold the towel to dry the car properly, we basically just use the quick detailer here as a drying aid and see if it'll just add a little bit more gloss to the paintwork as well. So yeah, I'm absolutely battling against the wind here to keep that towel flat, and in the end I just give up and drag it down the bonnet. So yeah, it was an actual challenge trying to dry this car in the wind. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, we'll quickly get around the rest of this car and dry it off, and then we'll get back into the garage. Right, so there you have it then, that's the car all clean now. Unfortunately, as you noticed towards the end there, the wind was getting ridiculous, so I wasn't able to do any of the interior at all, and as I said, I've not used the iron remover yet, but the few products I have used, quite enjoyed using them, to be honest with you, so we'll just go through my thoughts over the couple of products that I have managed to use today. As always, we started off with the wheels, so I used the alloy gel, which is the alkaline alloy cleaner. Now, the first thing I will say is these triggers. I'm not a massive fan of these triggers anyway. Sorry, you can just hear the wind there. The spray setting, so there's a spray and a stream, the spray just wasn't wide enough, and that is probably because of the thickness of the product inside. So I was using a hell of a lot, and in fact, if you can about see the line there, I've used nearly 2/3 of a bottle today. On a positive note, it foamed up incredibly well, like really, really well. Maybe that's because I had to use a lot of product to get good coverage on the wheel, I don't know. But yeah, I did like how it foamed up. I think it's just a naturally foaming product. But I would certainly either invest for new triggers across the entire range or just provide wheel specific triggers. As I said, these triggers, they feel like they're going to break at any point. I'm not a big fan of them anyway. You can see the play just there without any pressure being applied. That is all I would say about the brand at the moment is, yeah, look at different triggers. Look at something more like these, a lot more heavy duty. There's no rattling that apart from me squeezing it back. There's no play in that kind of trigger at all. So next up then was the TCC snow foam. The instructions say mix 1 to 10 for a thick foam, and it can also go down to 1 to 25 parts water for a slightly thinner foam. So like with most products, I did this at a 1 to 10, so 50 ml of product to 500 ml of water. Now it did give a thick foam, not overly thick, which is good, so it wasn't shaving foam kind of thick, but it was a nice thick foam, and it had really good dwell time as well. So it was coming off to start with, but then a lot of it sat there for a good 5 or 6 minutes and it was still on the car. Cleaning ability, could do with a bit more cleaning power in it. There were a few splashes of mud that was already on the car, still there after the initial rinse of the foam. So maybe add a little bit more bite, probably reduce a touch of the thickness for a bit more cleaning. But other than that, it was a nice product to use, it really was. And then after that, we gave it a wash with the Supreme Jelly Bean. I really did like this product. Just keeps foaming and foaming and foaming. So I think I filled the bucket almost twice. So again, the instructions on this say 25 to 45 ml per bucket of water. Again, my only criticism, what is a bucket? 20 litres, 15 litres? Just put a measure on there. That's just me being super critical. I did my typical about 20 litres, 18 litres or so. And I put 50 ml in, so I went a bit above the 45, but then that allowed me to keep topping it up with a pressure washer later on, and it just kept foaming and giving more and more suds. So it's a very nice sudsy product. I really did like using that. So yeah, ignore the fact, well, not ignore it, but yeah, I may say update the instructions, but the pros in terms of the product use, it was a nice product to use, and as I say, it kept foaming up. Iron remover I didn't use, and then the quick detailer, I just used that as a drying aid, and I'll be honest, it helped dry all of the car. You know, the towel just soaked everything up nice and easy. Part of that is the wax already on the car, but this did help, especially on the windows and some of the horizontal surfaces, so the bonnet and the roof. It really did help. As I said, the interior range I didn't get to use, so I'll be using those in a future video, hopefully once the weather's better. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this video today then. If you want to find out more about Tribal Car Care, you can visit their website at tribalcarcare.co.uk. I think they're based near Preston as well, so you possibly pop in if you're local to them. As always, if you've enjoyed this, please make sure you smash that like button. And if you're not subscribed to this channel already, please do consider subscribing as well. Also, check us out on Instagram at Detailing World Official. If you want to see the behind the scenes and all of that, I'm on there as randomly set. So yeah, once again, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.